Hey there, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am going to share with you my Flourish collection kits. And I just wanted to remind you that I do receive these kits as part of my work with Cocoa Daisy. Let's go ahead and open them up. I absolutely love this collection. I think it's so beautiful. I want to unbox the scrapbooking kit first because I'm really excited about it. Let me move this out of our way. Okay, so if you're new to Cocoa Daisy, the scrapbook kit comes in this heavy-duty plastic folder that has a Velcro closure. And it's great for storing your kits, but it's also great for taking things on the go. Alrighty, I want to start with the patterned paper so that we can have a beautiful backdrop. Okay, so first there are 2 sheets of white cardstock. It's the same paper that these are printed on, and it's great for matting photos, creating cards, whatever. All right, so we get 6 sheets of the patterned paper, and they're three sheets that are double-sided. So you get to use all of the patterns this way. So for example, here's this beautiful one, and I don't know if you can see it, but the background here has a very, very light watercolor gray, sort of a diagonal stripe. And then the back is this floral. Then we have this multicolor scallop pattern, and the back are these orange flowers, which I'm really personally excited about because they remind me of California poppies. They aren't California poppies, but you know what I mean. Okay, this lovely yellow, and then the back side has that crosshatch pattern. I just really like this one as a B side because it's still interesting and beautiful, but it's definitely one that you can use to be a little bit more neutral. So there is that we already saw, remember? The orange floral, and then the crosshatch. So those are the pattern papers that are included in the scrapbooking kit. And what I like about the scrapbooking kit is not only that you can do it in a traditional sense, but you can also use it for journaling. You can use it for journaling with photos, all of the things. Like, it's not exclusively just making the scrapbook layouts that you're used to. So it comes with a sheet of rub-on transfers, and I love the scale of these. They're a little bit larger. You know how sometimes you just have a space and you need a little bit something bigger to fill that space. We have our chipboard stickers, and these are a nice, thick, heavy-duty chipboard. However, if you don't want the depth, I absolutely peel off the top all the time and just then use my own adhesive to stick them down if you don't want as much bulk. So that's how I use these in my memory planner and things like that. We have a sheet of puffy alphabet stickers and 2 of the giant tags, which I'm always a big fan of the giant tags. I really like these, and I like them because I think they look great on pages. I think they make great bookmarks. They make great tip-ins. I mean, there's just so many different ways to use them. I think that they're an excellent addition to the kit. We have glitter dots. This color palette is just driving me crazy because I love it so much. Like, it's so gorgeous. And then we have our ephemera. And as always, it's a self-adhesive ephemera, so all you have to do is pull the back off. And we have lots of different pieces. So we have geometric patterns, but then we also have florals, which I love these florals. I don't love all florals. I know it probably seems like I probably do. I love a lot of florals, but I don't love all florals. And I think that these are gorgeous. Then there's little words included as well, like that says journey. So a lot of usable pieces that are really, really pretty, but again, I just think exceptionally usable. So I think they are great. And then there is a couple of pops of craft paper, which I always love craft paper, but I love it in this kit because I feel like it's unexpected, and then also it adds like a little bit of depth to the color palette. So I think it's a really exciting addition to this kit. So as you can see, there's a handful more still in the package. I'm not going to take those out because I think you get the point. We have a incredibly versatile stamp set. So what I like about this, again, is that there are phrases that you can use in all kinds of projects, but then you also have like the leaves and the cute little flowers and lots of ways for layering and combining the stamps too. Then there are also these leather tags. They're not leather, they're faux leather. And they have a little bit of dimension, and then they've got like the little fuzzy back. And so it's just white with a black typewriter on the front. Typewriter font, sorry, there's not actually a typewriter here, as you can see. But I think they're gonna be really fun to use like in projects. I think they look really cool. And again, I think that they're gonna add some depth and some dimension to pages and still be exceptionally visually simple. And then last but not least is our roll of washi tape, which is that teal / turquoise crosshatch pattern. And so cute, and I love it because it's got some neutral aspects to it without being neutral. So that is the Flourish Scrapbooking Kit. Now let's go ahead and put this all away, and then we will pull out our next kit. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to show you the simple the simple notebook and the pocket cards that you can do as add-ons next. So probably not a whole new kit. Okay, so I've got the pocket cards up first. So these are, I say this every single month, so I apologize for those of you that watch this video regularly. I love the pocket cards. I can never get enough of them. They're the perfect balance to me of beautiful, but also modern and clean, which is kind of like my aesthetic. Like I love a modern, fresh look, but I also love beautiful things. So, okay, so the 3x4 cards. I also really like Sunday Start, and the other side is Monday Start, by the way. I love that these are a mix of like filler cards if you were doing Project Life. I don't do Project Life or pocket scrapbooking, so I find other ways to use these, but I love that there is a mix. So you have lots of decorative cards, for example, but then you also have cards just like this, where you can either pop a photo in or some journaling. There's just a wide variety of different types of cards, and I think that's really nice. Every day is a new beginning. Beautiful, delish, what we ate. I love that because again, you could either pop a photo in there or you could write about what we ate. I think that's great. My alone time is for everyone's safety. I mean, is that not the truth or what? And again, so like a card like this, it's got a simple grid and then this little part of sort of a grayish color on the edge, but it's really open and available for you to do whatever you want. These are a nice heavyweight cardstock as well, just like the pattern paper. And these are printed somewhat locally to Cocoa Daisy in Michigan. And I think that's really charming too, like in that we're all trying to be a little bit better, right, about carbon footprint and all that kind of stuff. And so I think that's really a great thing to have. Another beautiful spring day. Spring days filled with flowers, sunshine, and endless memories. Ooh, I like that one a lot. I don't know what it is about it because obviously it's like the most simple card ever, but I think that's really cute. Nope, not happening. The earth laughs and flowers, and so do you. And then, okay, so this particular flower, like this aqua, along the outside, it's got like a golden yellow color on the edges, but it really mimics like gold foil. It's not gold foil, but it mimics it in like all the best ways. I think it's really pretty. Flutter by. Love that. I always love some good typography. Okay, so then we also get the 4x6 cards as well. So May stories documented. Then you have just the pretty florals. May the flowers remind us why the rain was so necessary. The monthly card. Hello, spring. Those orange flowers again. And then a May photo list, which I think is pretty genius because I think most people can use some ideas as to what to include. Not everybody, but a lot of people can absolutely use that. So these are the pocket cards. You can subscribe to them separately, or you can subscribe to them as an add-on with the scrapbooking kit. All right, so let's find that. Here we go, the simple notebook. Now I do use this kit with the this notebook with the scrapbooking kit. I think that it's just stunningly beautiful. I always love it. First of all, the craft cover, I'm just really into craft paper as an accent, and so I think that's really neat. These are teeny tiny little leaves. It's hard to see because they're so tiny, but they're very pretty. The white pages are a mix of grid and dot grid, and then also one or two lined pages as well. So here's one of those lined pages. And it's just really nice to have those mixed in between, and everything is not a pattern. If I had more creative time, I would absolutely be trying to use this as some sort of a journal too. I love it for scrapbooking, absolutely. But I think it would make an amazing creative journal, or like a junk journal type thing. I think it would be really, really fun. But there are limits to my time for creativity, and I'm sure you all can imagine. So I love this notebook. You can subscribe to it on its own, or you can subscribe to it as an add-on with the scrapbooking kit. All right, so then let's get into, ooh, I love this one this month. Okay, the creative kit. So each month the creative kit features like items that are, for lack of a better way to say it, like give you a technique to use in the kit, right? So this month's is really fun because it is layering, and I think that is always a good time. I love to layer. All right, so first up we have the rub-ons, and these are all really, really graphic, and I love them. Like, they're tiny and they just are the perfect little accents. All right, next up we have these little photo, I'm gonna just call them flips. I'm sure they have a name. They are from 49 and Market, and you just simply peel this adhesive off and then they stick. So you could totally put them like in a notebook as a tip-in or something like that. Or, I mean, there's lots of different ways to use these, but they're very, very cool. We also have our sheets of stickers. So we have our days of the week. There's also the alphas and the numbers, and then there are the decorative stickers too. Okay, now the thing I'm most excited about this month, which is hard to say because there are lots of things I'm excited about, is this notepad. So the notepad has 3 different designs on the pages. Okay, so that's 2, and then the third one. Why can I not? There we go. Here's the third one, this one. And it is meant to use these for layering. So like putting, say, your photo on top of it and then, you know, adding some different things. So this whole kit is about layering, and this little notepad is the first step. I mean, and again, is it really the first step? Probably not, but it is definitely one of the pieces to add layering. I also love it because it's so neutral. You can use it with anything, and it's awesome. All right, so the next part that's very exciting is these little decorative cards. So deco cards, as we're calling them. They come in this cute little craft envelope, which again, remember the pop of craft, I'm really excited about. And then these cards are exceptionally, I don't want to say plain, but they're all rectangles or squares, and they're very simple. And again, they're meant to work beautifully layering, like, you know, you just put all these little elements together and create all of these layers. and they're just beautiful. So there's a whole package of these. These are not self-adhesive, by the way. As we know, lots of the die cuts, or most of the die cuts at Cocoa Daisy, are self-adhesive. Sorry, that took me a minute to think of. And we are not having that on these. But again, I love that because you can just add, if you want to, like foam adhesive to the back and really just tuck these in, and they're very exciting as far as I'm concerned. So then we have our standard self-adhesive die cuts, and these are beautiful. I'm going to leave a couple in the package, you know, because I don't know that we need to see all of them. But again, they very much, I feel like, kind of mimic the rub-on transfers. There are lots of smaller little elements, and we have like branches with leaves and butterflies. And then of course there are some phrases as well. So you can see they're just really fun and really, really, really lend themselves to the layering also, right? Like tuck that right behind the corner of a little square. I mean, just so cute. I absolutely love these, and they're beautiful. Okay, and then last but not least about fun supplies is we get another one of these little washi sticker booklets, and it's full of beautiful images that you just take them out and then you can peel the back off, and they are a washi sticker. So, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons and tons of them in here, and like that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Just, they're beautiful. Look at that, so pretty. Like this says Flourish on the sides, you know, nod to the kit name. It's great. These are always definitely a favorite. And then we have 2 rolls of washi tape. So first up we have the yellow with like the white dashes on there. And then we also have this beautiful floral. The background is white. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. And then it has all these pretty florals on there. Cute, right? So that is the Flourish Creative Kit, and it is one that I cannot wait to dive right into. All right, so let's move this aside, and then we will pull out another kit. Hopefully you're enjoying this one as much as I am. I think that it's just going to be such a fun one to play with, like to really dig in and enjoy yourself. So hopefully you feel the same way and you're as excited as I am about this particular kit. All right, next up is the Stationery kit. There are some really cool things in here too. Okay, so we'll start with the papers again because why not? All right, so first up is the vellum. So it is beautiful. It has sort of a wash of watercolor in the background, and then it has these little teal flowers that have gold foil centers. It's very, very subtle. Then we have our acetate, which again has some beautiful watercolor, like a wash in the background, and then these white flowers on top of it. And we also have a sheet of the PET stickers, which these are kiss cut, so you can just peel them off. They're actually not hard to do. I see other people doing them very simply. I just struggle with all things PET, so I don't really know. It's probably I just haven't figured it out yet, but whatever about that. Anywho, these are so fun to use, and they add like basically no bulk, which is one of the best parts about them. All right, so then we have this beautiful textured like watercolor paper postcard. Sorry about that. Grateful for small things, big things, and everything in between. And then on the back, it is legit a postcard. Cute, right? And then we have stickers, of course. These flourishes are really exciting to me. I'm not sure how I'll use them, but I think they look really cool. And then we have our Days of the Week stickers. We have a sticky notepad that says today's note, and then it just has a really, really subtle grayish branches over here. And then our vellum washi ephemera. These are gorgeous, by the way, like absolutely stunning. So there's that one we talked about it where like it's printed with gold, yellow gold ink or whatever. So it's not foil, but it just really sort of gives that effect, and I love it. So lots of fun sprigs and leaves and branches in addition to the florals. This one is the same. It's got that gold. I mean, they all actually have the gold on the outline, but for some reason it really pops on that aqua. So as you can see, very, very, very cute. And again, these are so light and delicate, like they're just so pretty. All right, so we have one of our little buttons, and on the back there's a pin, or as we have talked about in the past, you can remove the pin. And in the shop, we sell these giant paper clips, and you can just pop that right on there without the pin backing, of course. And then you have a giant paper clip to hold all of your things in place. We have some dangle paper clips. So these are great because they don't go at the top. I mean, they could theoretically go at the side, I guess, but they are meant for like the bottom of your page. So for example, if I can get them off, because, you know, why would I be able to seamlessly pull them off? I wouldn't. Okay, there we go. So you have a notebook, yeah, and you just tuck this and then you have your little dangle at the bottom of the page. It's very cool. I always really think that this is such a clever way to decorate and have it so that you can actually see your, whatever the beautiful element is that you're featuring. All right, then this cool roll of stickers. These are stickers, and they are die cut to look like postage stamps. So you simply just pull one off, you know, like you would an old school postage stamp, but no licking required, which is fantastic. And then, let's see if I can actually do this, because, you know, it's embarrassing how long sometimes this takes me to pull these apart, but aha, I think I got it. That was pretty quick. Then it's just a sticker. You can stick it right on, and a whole roll of these. I love it because I think that, again, this nice postage stamp edge is going to provide a lot of texture to our projects. All right, and last but not least is a roll of blue grid washi tape. Cute, right? So yeah, that is the stationery kit, and I'm very excited about this one because I think it is amazing, and I love this roll of the postage stamp stickers. All right, so let's move these out of the way because I'm really looking forward to showing you the journaling kit, because I always love the journaling kit because I use a Hobonichi or a Tomoe River paper planner for my main planner, and so I love all the flat elements that are included for that. All right, so the journaling kit, as I said, all the items have a very low profile. So the stickers are a vellum sticker sheet, and then we have rub-on transfers and washi tape. So you can use this for obviously any project whatsoever, but they're great on notebooks, bound notebooks, or if you're just a type of person who does not like a lot of dimension on your pages. So there's 2 sheets of rub-on transfers, and these are stunning. Like, so we have the days of the week, which are great, and then obviously cool headers, but then just lots of beautiful elements on here. Then we have our stickers. Like I said, they are on a vellum sticker sheet, so they're, you know, somewhat see-through, but they're so pretty. So you have decorative stickers, and then you also have like the washi strips, which I love because you get a lot of different patterns, but you don't have to have a whole lot of different rolls. Then there's also these are full sheets of stickers, so you can cut them. You can use them as they come. There's lots of different ways that you can use these. And then there is also the days of the week and the dates. And then we also have May, chapter 5 of 12, but then it also has journaling prompts. So again, I think we can all sometimes use a little nudge in the right direction, and this is a great way to do that. And a roll of skinny washi tape. It is sort of a corally orange with some white flowers on it, and it is beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and pack this up so we can look at our other items. As I said already, I just really like this color palette so much. I think it's so beautiful. I always love yellow and orange and blue together. I am a summer type of person. I really love summer. And so this is a color palette that, done like this one, it feels more spring, but it also feels like bridging the gap to summer. Maybe that's a stretch, I don't know. All right, so let's look at our sticker kits. So first up, I have the memory keeping sticker kit. Little phrases, which are so cute. These are, the boxes are 2 inches wide, and so they fit perfectly in the daisy planner. They also work really well in like a big happy planner, but you can absolutely use these in lots of different ways, including your journals and stuff. And again, I love these because they very much mimic the 3x4 cards in the pocket cards. Sorry, again, that took me a minute. One of my favorite sheets ever because I love these little strips. I love using them next to a photo. I think they just really highlight and accent them so well. We have our little decorative sheet where they're all very pretty alphabet stickers, and this vellum sheet. Lots of phrases, watercolor, you got it. So I love these. I love using these in my memory planner. I use them a lot, and I think they're wonderful. Okay, then we have our classic cousin sticker kits. These fit in the columns, the weekly columns of an A5 Hobonichi cousin. So like right here, but again, you can use them in so many different ways. You don't have to limit yourself to that. So pretty. We have boxes down here too, and then this sheet also has boxes, but they're different. You can see we have trackers, we have checklists, decorative stickers. Then we have days of the week, and then icons and headings and stuff too. Alphas, washi strips, dates. And then our vellum sticker sheet, which is of course decorative between the little phrases and stuff. And then we also have the washi strips. Cute, right? Okay, now we have our inserts. So I received 2 inserts. One is the little mini notebook, which I love using for lettering practice. I use different lettering prompts throughout the month with this notebook, and I think that I love it because the paper is fountain pen friendly. It's beautiful. And then the decorations add enough decor that I don't have to decorate, or I can if I feel like it. So there are the striped pages at the front, enough for like a whole month if you're going to use them for something journaling or planner wise. And then we have all these beautiful pages that, so you can see here, this is how I use them for lettering practice or challenges and stuff. Just again, another way to feel and be creative. And there is enough days if you wanted to, or enough pages if you wanted to use this as like a monthly planner. Cute, right? I love it. I just love the size. I love everything about it. And then the artwork is so pretty that you absolutely don't have to decorate anymore unless you really want to. Okay, and so then I also received the personal inserts, and I've been really wanting to figure out how I can incorporate rings into my planning system. So the personal size works beautifully. Look how pretty these are. I can absolutely see using these for meal planning. I think it would be really, really helpful. And then jot things down, notes or grocery lists or whatever on the back. Then you have a notes page, and then we get right into the weeklies. So, you know, if you want to plan weekly, Saturday and Sunday down here, you have enough, of course, for a whole month. And again, I already said this, but I love it because there is enough art that you don't have to add any more decorations if you don't want to. But if you want to, there's still plenty of room for that. Okay, then we flip right into like a checklist piece of paper, our monthly view, and then we get right into our dailies. So I like to think of the dailies like this. Like these 2 pages work together. So you have like a note section, and then you can put your plans, your to-do lists, whatever. I love this. And I actually think it would totally work well for me personally and the way that my brain works. I always need like a brain dump, get everything out on the page, and then like a checklist of things to check off. So you of course have enough of those for every day of the month. Boom, those are the personal inserts. I just love it. It's just so beautiful. So pretty. Okay, and then last but not least, we have 2 more really fun items, and one is, of course, the stamp set. So we have our stamp subscription, and it comes in this great storage sleeve, heavy duty, nice, wonderful, and then it has the backer and then the stamp set. So lots of whimsical florals that you can use to decorate all of the things. And I can see so many card ideas here. Like, I'm just wishing I could just run out and make a card right this second because I'm so inspired to do so with the stamp subscription. And then this month we have a couple of really fun add-ons, one of which I have here to show you, which is these metal dies. People have been asking about these forever, and then they're here. So they coordinate with the collection, but they are neutral enough that you can use them all the time. You don't just need to use them that month. So we've got the little tab for the top. Remember we saw a card like that in the pocket cards, and it was really cool. Yeah. Then we have the butterfly and the label, and then the leaf. I love it. So exciting. So this is all the Flourish collection. You can subscribe now through March 23rd, and then after that, any leftovers will be in the shop later in the month. But the collection is gorgeous. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below, and I'll see you real soon.